Come on, John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett, stop being cowards.
Including $9.7 million by the Biden-Harris campaign.
What happens if these House Republicans just would send Judge Marchand a subpoena?
The president will have more to say, more to announce on pardons and commutations.
We can't have this happen again in 4 years.
He is a convicted, innocent man, a convictedly framed up man. Nobody should call him a convicted felon.
Okay, Juan Merchan sentenced Trump to nothing, even though he's still somehow a felon who deserves no punishment. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. This is where the happy patriots are. We're going to go over this incredible just mockery of our justice system. It's really bad for America, and Trump's going to appeal.
Trump will win on appeal. They're giving him an opportunity to appeal now by sentencing him. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I mean, he should win on appeal. I know that Amy Coney Barrett is a rattled law professor with her head up her ass. And so maybe she can stop knitting at night or whatever the hell she's doing and actually follow the law. I just can't understand with John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett how you can be immune from criminal prosecution but not immune from criminal sentencing.
That's Mike Davis on the Benny Johnson show, calling names to Amy Coney Barrett and Chief Justice Roberts. That's because of the 6 Supreme Court justices, 2 of them, Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett, went with the side of the liberals. That means it ended up being, what was that? How many fingers am I holding up here? 5-4. They went with the side of the liberals on saying that the Trump case shouldn't be removed or under immunity or whatever, that he was allowed, that Merchan was allowed to sentence him 10 days before he's inaugurated. And that's why those 2 justices, Roberts and Barrett, have kind of exposed themselves to be probably on the liberal side of those 6.
And somehow we're going to leave it open that a third world dumpster fire of a court system, you have a third world Marxist judge, dangerous, partisan, corrupt judge with Soros-funded Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg and Matthew Colangelo deploying from the Biden Justice Department. The Supreme Court really thinks that we're going to leave it open, that you can sentence a president-elect 10 days before his inauguration. Come on, John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett, stop being cowards.
And they're being cowards. Are they just being jurisprudence? Are they just following the law? No, Mike Johnson's saying that they were influenced by kind of the pre-marketing that Merchan did. He telegraphed to the judges saying, this is back a month ago, saying we're going to sentence Trump. It's not going to be a fine. It's not going to be prison time. It's not going to be anything of substance. He's just going to be, hand slap, but a felon. And so because of that, Mike Davis thinks that the 2 Supreme Court justices, Roberts and Comico, well, nothing's going to happen to Trump. So we don't want to look like we're overriding a lower court for nothing. So we'll be cool. Nothing's going to happen to him. So they were manipulated in this thing.
As Representative Gates pointed out, the judge's daughter significantly profited from this case, to the tune actually of $93 million raised for her Democrat clients that include a member of this committee, Representative Goldman, I should point out and put on the record, but also authentic campaigns, of which Lauren Merchan, the daughter of the judge, she runs this firm, Authentic Campaigns, and was paid nearly $12 million for her work this cycle for her Democrat clients, and including $9.7 million by the Biden-Harris campaign.
It's the eye roll heard around the world. She is calling out Merchan's daughter, and we actually have a list of names here of some of the people that she actually helped, including the Biden-Harris campaign. This thing stinks. This is politics. Everyone should have seen through it. It's so obvious this is a political hit piece against Trump solely to influence an election. Here's a tweet by Julie Kelly. Just a reminder that Juan Merchan's daughter Lauren is the co-owner of a very lucrative Democrat consulting firm. Here is a list of her clients' receipts coming. And look, here's a giant list of receipts of all of the people who've taken her money, including Kamala Harris for president. Oh, look, here's another one. Gavin, burn your state down Newsom is also one of her clients. They're just the gift that keeps on giving. But you know, when Trump gets back in office, we could subpoena Merchant. Here's Kash Patel.
Where are the subpoenas for the judge in this case? And I just put up a post, and I'm sure people are going to say, oh, it's controversial. Tampering with the jury is illegal in every state and every federal jurisdiction across this land. If you intentionally give a jury unlawful guidance, you're tampering with the jury to seek a political outcome. Where are the subpoenas for the judge in this case for his daughter's money bin that she has created to the tune of tens of millions of dollars? And oh, by the way, this judge is married to a lady who worked for Letitia James herself. So where are the House Republicans sending these subpoenas, finding out how much of our taxpayer money was being utilized? Yes, state prosecutors use federal taxpayer dollars as well. And I haven't seen one witness testify. What happens if these House Republicans just would send Judge Merchan a subpoena? What is he going to do? Not show up?
Well, one reason why he might not show up is because he could get just a presidential pardon. Here's Karine Jean-Pierre. Biden is getting ready to dole out a whole bunch of other pardons, and I'll bet one of them goes to Merchant.
In his interview with the USA Today earlier this week, the president talked a bit about preemptive pardons, saying that they are still potentially on the table. Can you speak a little bit about the scope that he is considering when it comes to that, and if he's any closer to this?
So we have been saying that the president will have more to say, more to announce on pardons and commutations. So that is, we have 10 days to go. So certainly that will be very soon that we'll make those announcements. I'm not going to get into the scope. I'm not going to get ahead of the president, but we will be making some more additional announcements on pardons and commutations before the end of his term.
And by we will be making decisions, she means when Barack Obama gives her the list of his buddies and criminals that he needs to cover for. Look for a pardon, preemptive, full blanket pardon for Hillary Clinton, for sure. Look for one for Juan Merchant, Alvin, Bragg, Letitia James, maybe even a Fani Willis going good little soldier, good little apparatchik. Look for one for Liz Cheney. All these criminals, their goal is to keep this Justice Department from being able to ever get the truth out to you. Here's Alina Haba.
President Trump could have put Hillary Clinton away. We know that. And he didn't. And that's just because it's not the right thing to do. But I will tell you, they crossed that line. And now it's time to look into what actually happened, but more importantly, put in some policy, some regulations that nobody can ever put or fund. The Soroses of the world cannot fund political opponents through AGs and DAs.
AGs and DAs, right? That means Attorney General Merrick Garland. I'll bet you anything he's going to get a pardon because they're looking into him. Alina Haba is saying they're looking into him. So that's an AG. All the DAs, any Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Fani Willis, look for their pardon. And of course, the big one, Hillary Clinton, once and for all, if she gets a blanket pardon. Because now they're saying it's open season on her. So here's more Alina Haba.
I want to thank Judge Merchan and DA Bragg and all of these people, the people that attack, is making us stronger. And if there was any question of that, look at the polls. Look at what he did. Every swing state. And we fought hard, but we fought hard for people to understand the truth. And when we spoke to it, they saw it. The English. I go into a court, I'm told I can't speak as an attorney. Wow. I'm not even the defendant. And this is all going to stop, I can assure you, because God forbid we leave. We can't have this happen again in 4 years. It's not going to happen while we're there because we don't do that.
I was happy to hear her good news there. I wanted to put that clip in there because she says, look, we won because of what they did to Trump. So you know what the cost of admission is to have Trump be your president? He has to be tried and be found a felon, a fake felon. It's a FINO, felon in name only, FINO. He's not a real felon. We all know it. All of America knows it. He's not a real felon. Instead, what all of America knows is Merchant is a scam. The Democrat parties have politicized politics. Now here's Alan Dershowitz, ex-Democrat, on the Merchant scam.
Never before in my experience have I ever heard a judge announce in advance what his sentence was going to be. What he announced is, my sentence will be no sentence. That got two justices to be able to say, well, you know, he's not going to jail. Therefore, we don't take the case. He should never have announced in advance what the sentence was going to be. By doing it, he was trying to influence the Supreme Court, and he apparently did influence 2 justices. Now, the good news for Trump is he has 4 justices who seem to think this case is worthy of review. All you need is 4 votes for certiorari. You need 5 votes to win the case, but all you need is 4 votes to have the case taken. So he will appeal. He will appeal to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will take the case. Once the case is taken on the merits, I think it will be reversed if lower courts don't already reverse the case. So this is an instance of judicial manipulation, game playing.
So once again, more good news here at the end. Dershowitz says there's a very good reason to think this gets appealed by Trump and that it gets appealed up to the Supreme Court. They could still reverse his felony conviction. One last clip.
He is a convicted, innocent man, a convictedly framed up man. Nobody should call him a convicted felon because that plays into the hands of the get Trump mentality that is destroying our legal system. And Marchant has contributed greatly to the destruction of our legal system, as has the District Attorney of New York.
Now, Dershowitz is a lawyer and a professor who's telling you, don't call Trump a felon. That is, disrespect and disregard what a judge and jury claimed. That's how bad the politicization of this thing is, that you can't believe when a Democrat declares you a felon anymore, because here's Alan Dershowitz going, he's not a real felon. I'm Doug in Exile. Here's another video to watch right here.